And we're on the pavements opposite the Afghan embassy protesting against imprisonment and sentencing to death of Parvez Kambakhsh, a young journalist from Afghanistan. He's committed no crime. His only crime is to download a piece of paper, an article from an internet, and sharing it with his friends. That the true criminals are over there in Afghanistan embassy and in power those who actually sentenced him to death. We've interviewed a number of I'm going to interview a number of people who joined that demonstration to seek the views about the situation. We've also heard that he's been in prison. The guards are treating him really badly. He has actually been beaten and kicked by the Taliban prisoners. He's been placed with criminals and common thieves in Afghanistan, and it is a shame that this man is in prison. He should be released immediately. The campaign announced by the Secular Society, among many other people who've actually objected to his imprisonment, will continue until he's released unconditionally. That's our demand. He needs to be released unconditionally, and the rule of Islamic laws needs to be removed from the life of millions of people in Afghanistan.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Islamic laws got to go!
Islamic laws got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Islamic laws got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sharia has got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Sharia got to go!
What do we want? Parviz's freedom! When do we want it? Now!
What do we want? Parvez freedom! When do we want it? Now! Criticizing Islam is not a crime!
Criticizing Islam is not a crime!
Free Kambakhsh now!
Free Kambakhsh now!
Criticizing Islam is not a crime!
Criticizing Islam is not a crime!
Free Kambakhsh now!
They're protesting against the imposition of other people's views, religious views, on people, and for women's rights and for freedom of expression. It's an abomination that someone's been threatened with death for expressing egalitarian, humanitarian views. People in this country were told that our young men and our taxpayers' money was being sent over to Afghanistan to fight the Taliban, to fight this sort of authoritarian, parochial, backward regime. And now all our young men are over there dying. The government we're supporting and propping up is killing people, and Sharia law is wrong, and it shouldn't be allowed.
What do you think its imposition in Britain? Archbishop of Canterbury said yesterday that it might be part of Sharia law, might be inevitable in Britain.
Yeah, I think all religious. I don't think he should be taken seriously. I think he's a religious nut, not a nut, but he's a God-fearing man. He believes in a lot of weird things. Like he doesn't believe in the rights of freedom of sexuality. I think he's allowed to say what he does, but luckily he doesn't have any sway, which is a good thing. And I think it's a shame that he thinks that, but he can say what he likes. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thanks
Free
for that.
Kambakhsh.
Okay, well done. Hello. What are you here doing today?
We heard about this through Facebook,
Yes.
so we thought we'd come and support it because we read about it in the newspapers and we thought
Okay.
that was...
They've said that actually they might release him. They might commute his death sentence. Is they not?
No, they should release them unconditionally. It's not a crime to find out what women's rights. In fact, it's the future of the world.
And what do you think of the situation of women in Afghanistan?
I think it's not really got very much better ever since the war. I mean, it's probably the Taliban life is not just Taliban all over again. I don't know everything about it, but I know a bit from Rawa, and what I've heard is horrific.
Okay. Do you have any message for Parvez Kambakhsh?
We support you.
Yeah, we support you.
And don't give up, hang in there.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. What are you doing?
My name is Blakely. I'm here to call for the release of Kambakhsh, and obviously to protest. I would use the word execution, but they are actually planning to murder this person. So I'm here to send a message to the I'm here to send a message to the Afghan embassy that British people shouldn't stand for this, given that British people have sacrificed a lot in Afghanistan to install a democracy whose principle demands freedom of speech.
Okay, and what's your message to David Miliband, who's kept quiet about the whole affairs?
Well, grow a pair of testicles, but I don't know whether you can show that on the website. He needs to show his commitment to democracy and freedom of speech. That is why his government went to war, is to install democracy and freedom of speech in Afghanistan.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
What do you think of the campaign to free Pavis Khan?
I think it's very important that people mobilise in this. I mean, I congratulate first of all the Independent newspaper, which has run extensively on this, and I think it's really key that if our government says that we're fighting for real democracy in Afghanistan, that we as a whole get behind, whether we support the war in Afghanistan or Iraq or not, that we get behind democratic secular movements in Afghanistan.
Okay. The people from the Afghan embassy just told me that they may commit a death sentence. Is that enough in your view?
It's not, is it really? And the fact that this kangaroo court was set up in the first place shows the deep fundamental flaws, and we can't, saying that we'll commute the death sentence implies that there's still guilt involved, and no one should be guilty of reading an article and sending an article to their friends. That there's no possible way there can be any guilt or blame attached to that.
Do you have a message for Pavis Khan and his family?
Yes, we do. We're Index and Censorship is supporting you and your family, and we hope that whatever the circumstances are, that this ordeal ends soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
My name's Hassan.
Okay, and what are you doing here today?
Well, I'm demonstrating against the death penalty for a journalist who's merely downloading material about women's rights. You know, that's a matter of free speech. Everyone should be allowed to say what they want, think what they want, and it's outrageous that he should be, under the threat of death.
Yeah, and what do you think? What do you think? The Afghan embassy just told me that they may actually commute a death sentence. They not?
No, he shouldn't be in prison at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong. He's committed no crime. Simple as that.
And do you have a message for Pavis Khan and his family?
We support you. I mean, I came down here. I know I had a lot of friends actually who also were absolutely outraged when they heard about this, and they wanted to come as well. But I came all the way down from Oxford. My friends weren't able to make it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much for everybody who's attending this demonstration. The message actually to Pavis Khan and to his family is that he is not alone. We know for the fact that he's been put in prison with a lot of other criminals and actually ex-Talibans. And he's been told, actually they've been told that he's blasphemed and he's actually assaulted Islam, and actually they've beaten him in the last few weeks. He's under a lot of emotional pressure. But the message to Pavis Khan and his family is that he's not alone. There are a lot of people who actually are concerned about his situation and actually would do everything in their power to see him released. This man should not be in prison. He has committed no crime, and that's the important thing. They talk about the fact that they might really commute his death sentence. That's not enough. He has committed no crime. He needs to be released immediately, and that's the message from this demonstration. I think it's unconditional freedom for Pavis Khan. And I think also this points out to we need to point out to the statesman, spineless, can I say, David Miliband, who has kept quiet. And I think I need to be very strong on this. Condoleezza Rice has made its few comments. David Miliband is quiet. Actually, they need to take note that what we want is not just commuting death sentence. We want him to be freed immediately. We will continue this. Yes, we will continue this protest, and I think you all share sort of my sentiments here. That until that this man is free. And it's brilliant to see all of you here. I thought at 12 o'clock it's going to be alone involved with me and a couple of other people, but we're not alone. There are a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of people on many internet sites, a lot of news, independent, and I think the emotional sort of response to the situation of Parvez Khan Baksh has been great. So let's keep this up, and I think there is also Archbishop Khatami is going to join the Islamists and become Ayatollah soon. But this campaign to face the Islamic movement broadly is going to continue, but for the moment we need to concentrate on freedom for Parvez Khan Baksh. And thank you very much, all of you who have come here, and you've been brilliant. Thank you.
The upper house of Afghan bicameral parliament, known as Misharana Jirga, in a resolution condemned the release of Afghan journalist Parvez Khan Baksh, who was initially sentenced to death and later to 20 years in prison on charges of blasphemy 2 years ago. Mr. Khan Baksh was released from jail a few days ago when he was officially pardoned by the country's president Hamid Karzai. The Senate, in its resolution signed by clerical speaker Sabghatullah Mujaddadi, has condemned the move and has strongly urged President Karzai not to forget such elements who play in the hands of what they call enemies of Islam. The Senate, in its resolution, has called for the exemplary punishment of Khan Baksh for his crimes against Islam.